Shai Bahasham Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of current worldwide events being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachakwadash.
Hey, so everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going down to Melbourne, Australia, where a video has surfaced of strange sounds in the sky. We haven't heard these in a while, and these are quite loud. Multiple witnesses heard these sounds coming from the sky, so whenever I come back to this video, you want to make sure you adjust your speakers, as these sounds were quite loud. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Marie out of Holland. Big jumbo halo in the sky above Holland. Checking in on the Schumann resonance, you can see in the last 12 hours it's been rather busy. A lot of activity in the last 12 to 24 hours. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, you can see one active region right here with a few sunspots. Overall, pretty quiet on the Earth-facing side of the sun. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. For some reason, this happens every once in a while. There's no data on several of the seismographs around the caldera. The ones that do have data show a little bit of earthquake activity that's not localized. That's from a larger earthquake that occurred somewhere else on planet Earth. You can see a little bit of magma intrusion. That's the darker blue signatures you see on these seismographs. But other than that, pretty quiet at the supervolcano caldera. Here's what the power outage map looks like. Coming over to the Lake Mead water change, not that much. Illinois, Iowa, especially, you can see right here where the very strange sounds from the Melbourne, Australia area. And here we go. I do have up here audio alert, as this video gets quite loud, as you're going to hear here in just a second. So if you're wearing headphones or you have the volume turned all the way up on your device, you might want to turn down just a little bit, because these sounds, whatever they were, I don't claim to know what these were, and neither did the viewers know what they were. They're quite loud. And here we go from Melbourne, Australia.
What the is that sound? You can hear that, right?
Yeah, what is this?
I've got no idea. We're up at Bonnie Doon.
Look up on the hill. Anything up there?
Can't say anything, but I can certainly hear that. It's aliens. What the is that? That is weird. Oh look, there's birds flying up
Wasn't that wild? This was somewhere in the northern part of Melbourne, out here in the country. I tried to find.
So, you've seen the video. There were massive amounts of loud, weird sounds that was happening in Melbourne, Australia, which is the northern region of Australia. And these were sounds that people could not explain. You know, what these people don't seem to understand is that a lot's been happening in the earth over the course of the years of the wicked being in rulership. And we're living in a time where the earth itself we're living in a time where the earth itself is crying out. You know, the earth is crying out for help. Why? Because every moment, every second that passes by, the wicked, the so-called elites, they are destroying the earth. You know, We got all this nuclear radiation being dumped into the waters, all kind of trash, metal, harmful, hazardous materials being dumped into the oceans, fishes beaching themselves, animals dying of thirst because they can't even drink their own water from the water streams because of all these train derailments, the poisonous rain. The rain is poisoned because of all the chemtrails, mercury, arsenic, barium, aluminum, estrogen. Okay, mercury. You know, and none of these things are being reported into the mainstream media. You know, in the mainstream media, they're telling you things that are not even important, such as, you know, Trump being investigated, or you know, the Super Bowl's coming up, or some other BS, man. Meanwhile, all these things are happening around the globe, and the earth is crying out to the Heavenly Father, because the earth itself is a living living species. The earth too is living. Okay? Now and again, it's unclear as to where these sounds are coming from. They could be coming from the sky. They could be coming from within the earth. Who knows? But the scriptures do mention this. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. I don't know the exact, so I'll just look for it. Shall be preserved from the said perils. Let me see. So check this out. 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 6. Even so of the times, right? What times are we living in? We're living at a time where it's about to be great mourning, famine, death, and confusion. And the confusion comes from people being fed lies in the mainstream media, people being told that everything is okay, don't worry, no need to be scared, no need to panic. Meanwhile, there's still train derailments going on. Meanwhile, there's still food factories being burned down to the ground. Meanwhile, the government is still buying up farmlands. Meanwhile, this famine is still being systematically induced upon the world. Meanwhile, the whole situation with Ukraine, United States, NATO, China, Turkey is escalating. You know, meanwhile, we got Netanyahu talking about making moves on Iran over nuclear facilities. All these various things are happening, and the mainstream media is telling people everything is okay, don't panic, relax. And that's why in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, it says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. This destruction, when the government moves on the people, when Jacob's trouble comes, it's going to come upon when Jacob's trouble is going to mainly affect the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. So when Jacob's trouble comes, it's going to come like a thief in the night, because people they're not expecting nothing, because the mainstream media is feeding them lies and BS, telling them that everything is okay when everything is not okay. So even so, of the times of the highest also have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects. You see that? Endings and effects. And what we heard earlier just now, those strange sounds, those were endings and effects. You know what those were also? Signs. Those are signs. Signs of what? Signs that, because, hey, before the Lord brings something drastic on the earth, he always gives signs. Them signs can come from particular sounds, rather if they're scary sounds, horrible sounds, drastic sounds. Them signs can also come from like things we see in the moon turning bloodshot red, the moon becoming larger than usual, the moon getting closer to the earth than usual, you know, signs in the sun, you know, huge tornadoes, You know, I don't want to say Earth-sized tornadoes because really, in all honesty, we don't know how big the sun is. You know, I don't really believe the sun is as big as Esau says it is. Esau says that the sun is 10 times bigger than Jupiter. How would he really know that? Okay, how would he know that? Come on, as bright as the sun is. But anyways, you know, we know that there's, you know, large tornadoes happening on the sun releasing electromagnetic waves, shutting out the power in particular areas of the earth. These were all signs and endings and effects. You know, chariot sightings, so-called UFO sightings, you know, so-called, you know, weird abnormal effects happening on the earth that people cannot explain. All these things are endings and effects, you know, which are a part of the wonder and powerful works of the highest, Yahweh, okay, through his son, Yahweh Shai. And these are all signs and endings and effects. Okay, and as you can see, those people were clearly dismayed at the sounds they were hearing. But as touching the Israelites, what did the Lord say concerning the signs of heaven? Let's get it. Jeremiah 10 verse 1. Hear ye the word of the Lord, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel, the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indian tribes. Thus saith Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. And what are some of the signs of heaven? Them strange sounds we heard earlier from that video. Okay, those were some of the signs of heaven. Okay, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Yeah, like those people that was in that video, they probably were heathens. Okay, you can't really tell who's a heathen just by looks, you know, but they could have been heathens. Okay, but 2/3 of our people, they're likened unto the heathen as well, because they don't know the Lord. Like it tells you in Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22, for my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So our people don't know the Lord, so they could be put in the same category as the heathen. But as you can see, those people were completely dismayed by those strange sounds. Okay, they were completely dismayed by those strange sounds. Okay. So, strange unearthly sounds heard by multiple people. Okay. And you know, Satan is just gonna play around with the video buffering, so I'm not gonna waste any time.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, on your device.
So I'll go ahead and minimize that. Now let's get Luke, because Yahushua goes into detail in the book of Luke. Okay. Yahushua went into details in the book of Luke. This is red letters, so these are the words of Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay, so Luke 21 verse 25 says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth. Okay, so even upon the earth there's going to be signs. Okay, you see that? So let's read that again. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth. So, people down here are hearing strange sounds coming from the earth. And this is not the first time this has happened. This is not the first time strange sounds have actually came from the earth, putting people into panic. Okay? This is not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. Okay? And then it goes on to say, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. So a lot is happening, man. And the Lord is making things happen on the earth. With that, I'm gonna say shalom, and on to the next one.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah, what is this?
I've got no idea. We're up at Bonnie Doon.